The WNBA free agency period has kicked off and it has been busy already, man. It seems like every team is making a move right now, including your Dallas Wings. So let's get you caught up with the latest moves in the Dallas Wings as well as the rest of the WNBA so far as of this Saturday afternoon, February 1st, around 3 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Dallas Wings Update. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of I almost said the wrong podcast. The Dallas Wings Update brought to you by DopeContent.com. Look, I apologize. I have like 5 different podcasts, and I've been busy doing the Shrine Bowl, doing wrestling, and all that. So I got all the podcasts running in my head at the same time. But we are here. Dallas Wings Update, once again, brought to you by DopeContent.com. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoy this video as well as the other videos. Yeah. Now, let's get into the moves. I'm not here to waste your time. Let's get through this as quickly as possible. And I guess we're going to start. I guess we're just going to go in order because some of these trades led to other trades. You know, when you talk about draft picks and player movement, and etc. So let's just start with the first bombshell, right? 3-team trade between the Vegas Aces, Seattle Storm, and the LA Sparks, which led to star guard Joel Lloyd going to Vegas, joining that team. And then you got Kelsey Plum leaving Vegas and going to LA, joining that team. Seattle in the deal. They get the number 2 overall pick in this draft from LA, as well as a first round pick from Vegas for next year, right? LA also receives the number 9 pick for this year's draft, and then a 2026 second round pick from Seattle. The Vegas Aces also received the number 13th pick from this year from the LA Sparks. So, as of January 26, around 7:21 p.m. Central Time, this trade is going down and is being announced. And you got to think about this. You got Joel Lloyd, who is a beast. If you watch WNBA, you know how cold she is. You adding her with Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young. Oh my. And then you got LA with this upstart team, Cameron Brink. And then they probably going to re-sign Odyssey from what I've seen. So Odyssey Sims is most likely going to be there. Right now you got Azrae Stevens that's still there. And then you have my mind just went blank. Who was the other? Rakia Jackson there. And then you add Kelsey Plum. That is a huge pickup for LA as well. Now Seattle, right? They just re-signed Nneka Ogwumike. So that's a huge pickup for them. We're going to get into that as well. Now they got the number 2 pick in the draft. So I think every team won in this particular move. I think every team did something to move forward, right? So shout out to all 3 teams right there. That's the first bombshell. Let's just scroll up. We're just gonna go in order. Phoenix Mercury finalized the trade to get 5-time All-Star forward Alyssa Thomas from the Connecticut Sun. That is crazy. So in this trade, Phoenix sends Natasha Cloud and Rebecca Allen and the number 12th overall pick for this year's draft to Connecticut for Alyssa Thomas and Ty Harris, right? Another big move. Alyssa Thomas going to Phoenix. You have Natasha Cloud going to Connecticut. I mean, that is huge. So shout out to Phoenix on that. I think Phoenix won that trade. Let's keep it going. Brittany Griner has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Atlanta Dream. Another bombshell. Brittany Griner has spent her whole career in Phoenix, and she's now testing free agency and immediately decided to go to Atlanta. Like, it didn't take long at all for her to make her choice. It's a 1-year deal. Now, you're going to see a lot of 1-year deals because the WNBA is getting a new CBA next year, and most likely that means a huge pay raise as far as contracts starting next year. So you're probably going to see a lot of 1-year deals here with these moves. So shout out to Brittany Griner going to Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta for getting Brittany Griner. Keep it moving. Kelsey Mitchell decided to return to Indiana And she's played all 8 of her seasons in the WNBA with Indiana. And last year she had her best career. She had a best career season, 19.2 points a game, 47% from the field. Her and Caitlin was a dominant backcourt last year. And I think that was a good move for her. I wanted Kelsey to come to Dallas and play with Enrique, but, Kelsey stayed. And I don't think people realize how big of a pickup that is for Indiana. Like, yeah, they didn't go outside and get nobody brand new on this particular move, but Kelsey Mitchell she was a sought-out free agent, and that's a huge pickup to bring her back. So shout out to Indiana for retaining Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. Courtney Vandersloot is expected to sign with the Chicago Sky. This was on January 29th, so she is signing a 1-year deal with the Chicago Sky. And she's going back to Chicago. She won a ring in Chicago, I believe, that year with Candace Parker. So she's already familiar with that team in that city. So shout out to Courtney Vandersloot going back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Atlanta makes another signing. Brianna Jones, former three-time All-Star. She's signing with the Atlanta Dream now. So now Atlanta Dream now has, Jordan Canada, Brianna Jones, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, and Brittany Griner. Ooh, that team, boy. And I'm sure that's the starting lineup I just named, too. I'm sure that's the starting lineup. So that team is loaded. You're going to have to look out for Atlanta. They have a new coach as well, so you're going to have to look out for Atlanta this year. Natasha Howard, former Dallas Wing forward, she is signing with the Indiana Fever, and so she is going back to where it all started for her, because I believe she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. So shout out to Natasha Howard. She kind of threw a little jab at the Dallas Wings, on her way out, but saying that she want to go somewhere where she's appreciated and they're not trying to dim her light. So apparently she had some type of issue. I don't know if it was with coaching the player. I don't know what it was, but she had some type of issue with Dallas. And if y'all remember correctly, as soon as the season ended, she was on Twitter saying, "I'm out." So she was like, "I'm out. I'm out." So Natasha was gone. And again, if you know me and you've been watching this channel and yada yada, or you seen me in the media room at the games, I've been telling folks that Natasha and Satu was going to leave all last season. So here we are. This is no shock to me. So shout out to Natasha Howard. Shout out to Indiana as well.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. We already kind of talked about this one already, but Nneka Ogwumike is re-signing with the Seattle Storm. So that's a huge re-signing for Seattle as well. Like I said, they still got Skylar. They go keep Nneka. You're getting the number 2 overall draft pick, and then you got another draft pick this year as well in the first round. So that's shout out to Seattle, man. And I know one of the reasons Nneka wanted to stay was, the new facilities, practice facilities, and everything out there in Seattle, and the coaching staff. So shout out to Seattle for that. Then we get the Phoenix Mercury acquired Satu Sabli from the Dallas Wings in the 3-team trade. So in this 3-team trade, Ty Harris, former Wing, by the way, and she's back with the Dallas Wings because she just got traded from Connecticut to Phoenix, and now she's part of this deal to go from Phoenix to Dallas. So that's why I said we have to go in order, because it kind of makes sense when you go in order, right? So the Dallas Wings, they get Ty Harris right back. They get Kiki Herbert Harrigan from Phoenix as well, and then they get the number 2 overall pick from 2022, NaLyssa Smith.
Yeah.
Right? And then they get the number 8 pick from the Indiana Fever. So once again, the Dallas Wings, they get Ty Harris, Kiki Herbert Harrigan, they get NaLyssa Smith, and then they get the number 8 pick. So remember the number 8 pick from the Indiana Fever, because that's going to come into play later. They get the number 8 pick from the Indiana Fever. Indiana, they got Sophie Cunningham and the number 19 pick from Phoenix, and they also received Phoenix also received Kalani Brown from Dallas and Sevi Unza from Dallas. So Kalani Brown is gone, which I hate because I was a huge fan of Kalani. Y'all know I love Kalani Brown. She made my TikTok page go viral during the media day last year, right? Sevgi, she had a rough year in Dallas. I'm just glad she's getting the opportunity to do something somewhere else. I didn't think Dallas was the right place for her, so shout out to her. So Phoenix once again gets Satu, Kalani Brown, Sevgi from Dallas. Dallas gets Ty Harris, Kiki Herbert, NaLyssa Smith, and the number 8 pick from the Indiana Fever. Indiana gets Sophie Cunningham in the number 19 pick. So remember all of that if you can, right? Then they made it official that Chicago did sign Courtney Vandersloot, so we keep that moving. Let's keep it moving. The Dallas Wings acquired DiJonai Carrington and the number 12 pick in this year's draft for J.C. Sheldon and the number 8 pick that we just talked about. So once again, Dallas Wings, they get DiJonai Carrington, they get the number 12 pick. So now they went from number 8 to number 12 alongside the number 1 pick. Connecticut gets J.C. Sheldon and the number 8 pick. So shout out to Dallas, making moves. Let's keep it moving. I believe those are all the big moves so far. Odyssey Sims has officially signed her 1-year deal with LA Sparks. So that just updated as we was going live. that just updated as I'm making this video. So shout out to all the moves so far, man. These teams are making crazy moves, man, and like I don't even know where to start. Man. But Dallas Wings roster look completely different right now. Right now, you're looking at DiJonai, you're looking at NaLyssa Smith, you're looking at Arike Agumbawale, you still got Tiara McCowan, you got JAELYN Brown, who is a sleeper. You don't sleep on JAELYN Brown. Right now, you got Lou Lopez, Seneschal still on the team. I don't know how they plan on using her. If they use her right, she could be a deadly 3-point shooter. If they use her right, they got to use her right, though. Right? So, Maddie Segrist is still on the team. So that's what, 9 spots. So I believe you have 3 available spots, and that leads to free agency and that leads to the draft. You have 2 first-round draft picks. You have the number 1 and number 12 overall draft pick. Of course, everybody is talking about Paige, and it's no guarantee. I keep saying this. Y'all don't want to, it's most likely that they get Paige, but it's no guarantee that they get Paige. And I'm not here to try to convince y'all to not get Paige. I would be absolutely happy with Paige. So please don't get that twisted. I'm just here to open your mind and give you different ideas of, if they don't go with Paige, these are ways they can go. Right? Upcoming, we got free agency still going on right now. Kennedy Carter is a free agent. Dallas Wings fans, how do you feel about Kennedy Carter? Even if you get Paige, how do you feel about Kennedy Carter? What is her market like right now? Right now, I expected her name to be floating around more than what it is, and it's really not floating around like I thought it would be. So you might be able to get her at a good price, even if she just comes in to be a backup. Kennedy Carter is still out there. DeWanna Bonner, she's still out there. You don't know if she wants to retire or what. She's still out there. Do you try to look into her? You need a backup center. Cheyenne Parker. I said that wrong. I don't know what I was saying the first time. Cheyenne Parker is out there. Do you want to look into her? You might need to look into her as a backup center if you don't plan on getting the big in the draft, right? Another person I would look at is, let me name 2 people. Ariel Powers. I would look into her. I would look into Isabella Harrison. Izzy knows Dallas. She's been here before, and she's a beast in the paint. Now, can she stay healthy? That's the big part. But she's a beast in the paint as far as rebounding and defense. I would look into see if I can bring Izzy back again, because you need a backup, a backup big that can play in the paint. NaLyssa can technically go to the 5 when Tiara is out, and you kind of do it like that. Maddie maybe at 4 or whatever, but I would still look to add another big alongside another guard, right? So you got 3 spots left. You got 2 first-round draft picks. You still got free agency out there. So most likely they'll focus on 2 first-round draft picks. They'll focus on free agent, unless they cut another player. Like somebody might be on the bubble. Like Lou might be on the bubble. So You might get rid of that contract to bring in a Kia Nurse or, Aerial Powers or something like that. But Dallas Wings fans, how you feeling about your team? Are you happy? You feel like they got better? What moves do you want them to make? Who would you want them to draft? Because my top draft prospects is still Paige, of course. But I've been telling y'all for a while, I'm a huge fan of Kiki Yerfin. I'm a huge fan of Olivia Miles. My phone keep ringing, y'all. I'm trying to see who this is calling me. I'm a huge fan of Anisha Morrow from LSU. Those are the top 4 players that I want to see Dallas end up with. 2 of those players, if possible, right? I know it's some centers out there that I need to look into some more, but I know it's some good centers out there that, could come in and be the backup. But those are the top 4 players I will look into in the draft. Paige, Olivia Miles, which, like I said, if you're gonna go guard, you probably should go Paige first. 6-foot guard. She brings some size. She could play anywhere from the 1 to the 3 at her size. Kiki is a beast in the paint, and she got a nice mid-range game. So I'm just saying, I'm a huge fan, bro. And Miss Morrow from LSU, I'm telling you, keep your eyes out on her. Whoever gets her is getting a player, a real player. So she's a beast on the board as well, and she got a nice jumper. Just saying. So what teams do you think we should look out for the most? I think Indiana signing Natasha Howard and getting Sophie Cunningham and re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think those are huge moves for them. Those are very huge moves for them. Because now one of the issues with Indiana was, they didn't really have that much shooting around Caitlin and Mitchell. Those were the ones making the jump shots. Everybody else wasn't really hitting consistently. They wasn't hitting the threes. Caitlin would set them up. Kelsey would set them up, and they wasn't consistently knocking them down. Sophie Cunningham is going to knock them down. Natasha Howard is going to knock them down. So Indiana is dangerous, man. Then you still got Leah Boston in the paint. I mean, whoo, Lord, Indiana is dangerous. Indiana is dangerous. Vegas is going to always be dangerous as long as you got Asia Wilson. But the fact that you now have Chelsea Green, I'm sorry, I said Green. I'm talking about wrestling. Chelsea Gray. I told you I've been doing wrestling podcast. I've been doing a lot, bro. So it's all running together. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd, who we all know she could take over a game at any time. Jackie could take over a game. Chelsea could take over a game. Asia Wilson can take. Asia Wilson is the MVP. Like, look at the year she just had. Like, oh man, Vegas is dangerous. Now Vegas still need a couple of pieces, so look out for them to keep making moves because they're not done. I don't think they're done. Vegas got some more moves to make, and I think they're gonna do it in free agency. Phoenix, man, you get Satu, you get Alyssa Thomas. You still got Copper there. I mean, that's not a team to really sleep on, man. They got a nice team. I'm not really like scared of Phoenix though right now, because you lose Sophie Cunningham, you lose Natasha Cloud, you lose BG, Taurasi. We don't know if Taurasi is coming back or not. So Phoenix got a nice team. Like, it looks good, the top 3, but I'm not really worried about Phoenix right now. So we'll kind of lead them out of there. Let's see. The Sparks, I think the Sparks is going to be, if they stay healthy. Cameron Brink has to stay healthy. If Cameron Brink stays healthy and the rest of that team stay healthy, the Sparks is going to be a team to look out for this year as well. I don't think they're going to win, being a championship, contendership, or nothing like that. But they will be pushing for the playoffs. That's a team that you don't want to sleep on right now. So I'm trying to find ESPN's grades, because they gave each team a grade, and I can't find it right now. I had it and then it just disappeared. So let me see if I can find the grades. All right, I think this is it right here. Let's see how ESPN is grading the moves so far with the WNBA. Right now, Phoenix, they gave Phoenix an A, right? Let's see why they gave him an A. They really like Alyssa Thomas. They really like Kalia Copper and Satu. So they just think those three. They didn't say anything else really. They like those three. They think those three is gonna push Phoenix forward this year. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to read through it. They didn't mention nobody else but those three. So they get an A from ESPN. Let's see. Who's next on the list? Dallas Wings get a B+. Dallas Wings get a B+. Okay, so second best. They love the moves with DiJonai because Dallas had an issue with defense. DiJonai brings a good, she's a great defender and she can shoot the three as well. So she makes plays. Ty Harris was a solid defender who can also shoot the three. I believe at one point she was leading the league in 3-point percentage last year. Indiana gets a C+. Wow, from ESPN, they get a C+. Let's see. They say they dislike the Fever trading away their highest first round pick in a while. So they say if Clark and Aaliyah Boston develop as they expect, Indiana will be picking in the bottom handful of spots. True. If Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark continue to do what they're doing, yeah, they won't have a top 10, top 5 pick in a while. So that is true. So they don't like that the Fever threw in their number 8 pick to get Sophie Cunningham. So they don't think that that's the right value for Sophie Cunningham. So they get a C+ from ESPN. Okay. So Phoenix get an A, Dallas get a B+, and Indiana gets a C+. All right, from ESPN. That's from ESPN.com. So if you want to check it out for yourself, go check it out for yourself. But let's get to the Dallas Wings, man. NaLyssa Smith and DiJonai Carrington.
Yeah.
I'm personally happy for them, especially NaLyssa, right? Because NaLyssa, it just went downhill in Indiana with her versus the fans in Indiana once they found out that her and DiJonai were a couple, were an item, right? And once they found that out, they really turned on her. Like, she couldn't do nothing right in Indiana once they found that out. And it became a real toxic environment in Indiana for her, right? From the outside looking in. I don't know how she personally feels, but I wouldn't be surprised if she agreed, right? It became a real toxic environment. Like, if you look on social media, even now, she got traded to Dallas. There's Indiana fans are still piling on her in the comment section on Twitter. I'm seeing it on YouTube. Like, I'm seeing people post a video. She's finally gone. Like, what? Like, the fans turned on her real quick once they found out her and DiJonai was a thing. So, and then DiJonai, the fans, media they tried to portray her as a thug early in the season. Just because her and Caitlin, she played defense on Caitlin Clark. You can't play defense on Caitlin Clark. Otherwise, you're going to be looked at as a thug. Right? And with that said, so I'm happy they're getting a fresh start, and I'm happy that they actually get to be together here in Dallas. Both of them went to Baylor out there in Waco, so that's like an hour and a half away from the DFW area, so they're familiar with Texas already. They came down here a couple of times, even when they wasn't playing. They came down here a couple of times, and it was all love between them and the Dallas Wings community. So I'm happy to see them down here. I'm happy to see them get a fresh start. I would love to see. I can't wait to see what DiJonai and Enrique look like together. I think NaLyssa Smith is going to benefit, from Tiara McCowan being in the paint, and then again Enrique being Enrique. Like I said, you either getting Paige, you either getting Kiki Eurofan, you either getting Olivia Miles, or you getting Anissa Morrow, or you might end up with two. Or like I said, they could go off the wall here and say, let's sign Kennedy Carter and draft Paige or whoever else. Like, let's sign Kennedy Carter. Let's draft Kiki. Like, they could go off the rails. We don't know what they're going to do here. Most likely, like I said, they're going to get Paige Buckers, right? And it makes sense. It makes sense to get Paige for a number of reasons. But I'm just trying to keep your mind open here. I'm not trying to convince y'all to not get Paige, Dallas Wings fans. So don't come talking to me crazy. But I'm happy for NaLyssa. I'm happy for DiJonai. I'm happy for Enrique because it seemed like a couple of the players that left, they didn't really want to be here. So I'm happy for her to be able to stick around. We have a new facility coming. That's the funny thing about Satu, because the Dallas Wings are in the process of getting a new practice facility and a brand new arena, which is going to be open next year. And I don't know when the practice facility, I don't know if the practice facility is this year or next year, but I know the arena for sure is next year, right? And Satu is leaving and telling folks that, oh, well, I want to go somewhere with a good practice facility and the arena and yada, yada. You're getting a brand new one right here. So, but whatever, you just found the excuse to leave. That it is what it is. Dallas want people that wants to be here, period. So shout out to Enrique, because she's going to be able to reap the benefits in a couple of months, basically in a year. So shout out to Enrique for staying, man. Appreciate her. It's always love for her. I'm curious to see what Dallas is going to do. I don't know if they're going to keep attacking free agency. Maybe they look for another trade. I don't know. Maybe they just good and they settle for, hey, we made these moves. Now let's focus on the draft. I don't know what they're going to do. But like I said, there's still some good names out there that I expected to be gone, or hearing their name float around in rumors, and I'm not hearing their names right now. So Kennedy Carter being one of them. I understand, oh, you got Enrique and you're going to draft Paige and DiJonai can play the two, yada, yada. You got Ty Harris. That's fine. You can still get Kennedy Carter. And you just make them battle it out at practice. Like I said, Lou Lopez, she's one of the bubble players. Let's see if she can beat out Kennedy Carter for that spot. Just saying, like, it's a lot. It's a lot you can do. DeWanna Bonner. If DeWanna Bonner decides she wants to play, go after her. Like, why not? She's still a beast, right? Aerial Powers, still a beast. Izzy Harrison, beast in the paint. So I'm just saying, like, it's some moves that can still be made. I know it's not a video game and you can't just go out and sign everybody, but it's still realistic moves that can be made. So it's just up to Dallas to decide if they're going to maybe go after one more player in free agency and then get the 2 draft picks, or 2 more players in free agency, 2 draft picks. I don't know. But I like what Dallas has done so far. I feel like this is going to be a good season. I was not optimistic at all. Just a week ago, hell, 3 days ago, I wasn't optimistic at all. But today I'm feeling a little bit better because they're actually making moves. So shout out to the Dallas Wings.
Yeah.
If you're in the comment section, let me know how would you fix the Dallas Wings? Who would you go after if you're a Dallas Wings fan? If you're a fan of any other team, let me know how would you approach the rest of free agency with your team. Me personally, Kennedy Carter is one of my, let's bring her. You know why? I want all the players that the media, and I'm going to say racist fans, because I'm not going to say Indiana fans, because Indiana fans, or all Indiana fans are not racist. All Caitlin Clark fans are not racist. I'm talking about the racist fans, right? I want every player that they called a thug and yada yada. I want them all on the team. We need some heart here, right? Because this team, honestly, this team has been soft for a while. This team has been soft. Let's just call it what it is. Dallas Wings has been soft. So now we got some players already with DiJonai, NaLyssa, Enrique. T ain't no pushover either. So now we got some players. Let's go. Hey, you ain't finna mess around with us on the court. Bring another one in. Bring them all in. That's just my process. That's my thought process, right? And Kennedy is a baller. Like, y'all paying attention to what she's doing in China and what she was doing in the league last year? Kennedy is a baller. So I want Kennedy Carter. I think I made that clear. I didn't say her name more than anybody. So shout out to everybody for joining, man. Appreciate y'all. I just wanted to do a quick update. I didn't really want to go too deep into this one because I know moves are still being made. But just wanted to quickly go over what was happening and how would you fix it. If you got ideas, leave it in the comment section. If you don't like anything I said, that's fine too. Leave it in the comment section. Keep it respectful. I just appreciate you even giving the channel a chance, giving the video a chance. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm out.